and gentlemen, Vikendi is where we'll be going into. I always call Vikendi one of the yummiest maps just because it sounds like candy.
Oh, yeah. I never thought of it that way. So interesting, you know.
Yeah, I know I might sound that I'm hungry, but well, okay.
Are you?
All right, coming into the upcoming snow map here. It's a mediumly sized map. It's no Sandhawk, but definitely has its own fan base as it flies over Dobromestro and Peshkova.
Oh, beautiful, cutting through two maps up and bottom ones, north and south, but not that balanced, but quite okay, kind of still in the center of it. But thanks to our observers there, SCYR and GEK top cars inside, the numbers keep on going.
Yep, numbers keep on going. That's your badge of honor there, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, we will see the first few drops happening here. Looks like Flash Vision. They will be going to the northern side, unchallenged. Axis as well. I noticed that they do like the left side of the map here. They like to play with the coastline, but
the moment you have to say the left, it's got to be the right side now, Cloud.
Oh, could you hear how many teams just went, oh, come on!
Yeah,
that's second game in a row.
It's like so much water in the circle as well.
Hey,
bad for the players.
I mean, that's what happens when you don't kiss Mattoy's hand, man.
Yeah, Mattoy's not even here today.
Exactly. Why do you think the circles have been such garbage?
Maybe they need Mattoy in here in every round possible. But back to Team NoRecoil, trying to loot again.
Oh, Team NoRecoil. Now we do see the stats for Sinbi. Wow, racking up the kills. 17 kills there. 2.9k total damage. Looks like he's been getting more kills than the damage. He'll be the one to provide for his team here. He'll be a very important team member.
They're going to have to play this a little bit more slow, especially in Sandhawk here, because it is a much slower map. It is a much smaller map, and if you take a fight very early on, you're most likely, especially within the first drop, you're more than so likely to bump into another team almost immediately afterwards.
That's the beauty of a small map there is, and I love that kind of engagement early on, and we always love some pan or fist fight there. You know, when you drop way too early and there's a bunch of other teams that happen to be there, there's no other way except for taking it up as a manly fight. But up to Cosmodrome, we have Impunity. Yep. Well, I'm surprised there's no other teams here, because usually Bapak is also like to occupying Cosmodrome.
Looks like they're going to go for the loots here. They're not having too much issues, but they will need to find a vehicle to get into the to get into the first circle of the day. Yoodo on the other side, much better start than previously. However, this could go terribly, terribly long if they get gatekeeped by Bapak again. But at least at the very least, there isn't too many bridges to kind of like hold the angle.
Is it really?
Just don't go to castle. Don't go to castle, man.
Maybe they tried to rotate it down to winery, because Yoodo can they pick Milnar. I'm surprised they picked this small town, because this town is not famous whatsoever, but quite okay for the loot. But look at this stat.
30 kills from Jumper here. He's really jumping up highly here. 30 kills, it's insane. It's an insane stat here. Plus 2 chicken dinners, total headshots of 5k total damage. This dude is really doing the business.
Not to mention, that total damage, 5k with 30 kills. Not a lot of people have the 30 kills, so that means if you get shot down by Jumper, he's going to secure that kill.
Entirely sure. And then one more thing, he might kill still away a lot, because we've seen less kills there, but the damage is really high. So maybe he's one of the people that sneakily just laughing away kills till everybody else's, bait and whatsoever. But back to EVOS VIP, they are playing, not stacking up for him. Maybe they are the type of placement that they're playing, where everybody just segregate and meet halfway in the middle of a map.
Looking at the outskirts here, Geek fam, looks like they've got a good spread. They know that the area is relatively empty for now, so they're going to go for a very wide area of effect to look and loot as much as possible. H2O on the other side, missing some body armor onto Pengo here. 6 kills, total damage. I mean, it's going to be racking up, but they need that winner chicken dinner.
Yeah, they need that chicken dinner, and also at the same time, Pengu may want to get some headshots on the scoreboard for himself as well.
I mean, like, why they make the stats like so contradictive there? The moment is showing the 30 kills over 30 kills players, and then the next one less than 10. That's so mean.
It definitely takes a little bit of the value away. I'm not gonna lie.
He was like, oh, okay, that was like 5k, then 7k, then no, it's less than 2, but it's okay, they're still doing great. But look at the next circle. I just hope it won't be either on castle or just near Contra, you know, because there will be a lot of water ratio in there.
Oh, I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of a castle there. We haven't really seen that sort of fight in an area where it doesn't favor anybody here. And now RSG looks like they're looting away, and Drax getting that knockdown onto Lorenzo. Steelhearts don't look like they're in a good position.
Looks like, let's look over the stats. The grenade kills seem to continue to rise. Vehicle explosions only at 13. We're waiting for some more pan kills here, but the punch kills have increased by 1.
What do you mean? 13? I think we've seen more than that, right?
Vehicle explosions?
Yeah, I think there's a lot.
I think it's vehicle explosion kills.
That one is a secure kill. We've seen a lot of explosions, but not killing. That's quite true. And then the nade kill, I think you can count 4 that. Just the last match. Just
Yeah.
It was brutal. Back to EVOS VIP. They are not doing great at all. I can see Yakuza quite furious with the performance of the team, but they need to get a little bit of better strategy when it comes to rotating into the circle quite late or too early on.
Yeah, absolutely agree. They really need to change out something there. Something's just not right for their team, and they just haven't found their footing in this league, I'd say. I'm not sure what else can they do at this point. Maybe they just need to... I don't know, really. Yeah. Oh, well...
Shots fired! Shots fired! And never mind.
Nobody is safe here with Choo Choo on the cursed cast so far. But, you know, speaking of which, I think you have to kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. It is still pretty early. And, you know, Vikendi is also known for the land of miracles. A lot of, you know, underdog teams have been performing decently well on Vikendi itself in comparison to some of the other big shot teams. So this might be it. This might be their opportunity. I'm not going to lie.
Yep, maybe an opportunity for FV Unbeatable at the same time. Arcade here, just look at his stats. 24 kills, 4.2k damage. Chicken dinner, we all do remember from day 1 in the main map. Well, they're doing decently okay today as compared to yesterday.
As long as their cars don't flip.
Oh yeah.
I have to just roast everybody now, don't I?
Hey,
This is on the roll.
Hey, man, you got to do that barrel roll for respect for your fallen allies. Barrel, can we get a barrel roll every single time? That's a new culture.
But then back to Team NoRecoil, they have been quite consistent staying at top 8 at the standings the past 2 days. But can they actually finally make a chicken dinner for themselves for once? We know they were used to be Team Secret teammates back there. But can they actually prove that they can be better even though they're not in the same team anymore?
It's going to be tough here because, again, we're already seeing Team NoRecoil moving up against H2O. They've secured themselves a little bit of a bunker around, making sure they are trying to protect themselves as much as possible before going in on it.
Yep, H2O here, they are hanging on to this location, but Team NoRecoil looks like they may or may not go for the flank, but looks like not. They are just lining up here. Everyone's playing safely for now because they do know it is still 16 teams left. H2O, they know that someone is across on top of that mountain. Some warning shots fired there, but no big moves yet.
And by the way, in case you guys haven't noticed, just now was the warm-up match. This is actually the first game of the day, apparently. So, yes, just now they didn't get themselves a chicken dinner, but they did. It's like a kind of like did and did not.
Yeah, but you know, the teams did take it seriously, and especially for ESG, that's definitely going to be a mood booster for them. But let's keep an eye on Team NoRecoil here, who have, you know, a pretty good high ground looking over the structure where H2O are at.
Oh, jumping into XPERT and why they are around Volnova right now, trying to camp this one out because I think they're trying to predict the circle will ended up here somewhere.
Oh, and looks like now Bapak Tricks will go on the seashell. The H2O just on the right side, and now looks at the first shot in 5. Tricks now will drop out on the behind. Jenny comes in and kind of give that wiped out onto H2O, but they still hang on to it. Jenny getting their second knockdown there, and 6 comes in as well. They will take over this compound, but from behind, they will try to come in there. H2O, 6 now is low. 6 drops another 1. They are ruining the party for H2O. Bart still alive here. There's one more team member for H2O waiting outside, and the shots fire out. And Bart now pinning Kagura down.
This is not looking too good. This is not looking good at all, because remember who is currently over Overwatch. Wait, hold on. Their enemy, Squad 11 and Squad 16, are currently in a debacle as well. These looks like Team NoRecoil is having to deal with Impunity up onto the top side, leaving H2O to deal with Bapak by themselves. No kill steals are going to come through, as Bard is going to come through the side with the micro Uzi. He pre-fires and nails them. But Bapak take the structure for themselves. But look at Team NoRecoil as they deal with Impunity. The micro Uzi is the weapon to have when you're this close in their face. He sees Jaeger. He's quickly running around the structure. Hopefully he doesn't get shot. He needs to heal up with a first aid kit.
He's trying to do that as fast as he can, while Simbi trying to throw another smoke there, giving a little bit of cover. But Bapak on the other end, trying to engage on the next one for Team NoRecoil. They are being super greedy when it comes to kills, and that micro Uzi is so overpowered right now.
Yep. They have to hold themselves, take a breather here. They need to breathe, Sir Cloud.
Oh, they absolutely need to breathe here, because they don't have much time left to breathe, because Team NoRecoil, they are just on top of the mountain. They do know that Bapak is inside the building. Insomnus needs to get back up here before he can move away, and look at the circle. At this moment, Castle is still a possibility there.
And the rest of a team struggling, which is none other than Yoodo, who just happened to have to cross that bridge, which being camped by Dingoz right now. The same goes for FV and Bosskurr, who have to go through Castle, which is not a pretty sight, because we're looking at XPERT, Exist, and Resurgence at the same clump. Now, that's a hard place to be.
It's not looking fun. Like, you can literally see the names just smushing against each other. That's how close they are. And now, Yoodo on the other side of the map, coming in from the southern side into the circle. Looks like they're making their way in towards Castle. Oh, no, it doesn't look like Castle. They're just taking one of the bridges just to get across.
Oh, Manparang now really close with Dingoz. Dingoz definitely hear the vehicles coming in, but shots fired at the same time, signaling to Manparang that, oh, okay, someone's there. We're not going to repeat whatever happened in the last map. We're going to go to another area, and we'll just hang on for a while the other team looks like Dingoz and ESG, they are just right across each other.
A lot of pre-fires by most of the teams here, trying to mark their own territory and trying to respect that as well. Look at Yoodo. They're just making a big U-turn and camp themselves in this compound right now. What happened to Bapak? I do want to know the ending of Team NoRecoil versus Bapak. And Impunity was just jumping back into them. Luyu managed to get one of the Impunity on the peak of a mountain here, and Luyu trying to get one more with the help of his friend Insomnus just behind, but Jaeger is looking at the wrong place, but managed to respawn. But that was nice control of a barrel by Luyu, making sure Impunity is out and resting in the lobby.
Oh my goodness, if it wasn't for that level 2 body armor, that would have been so bad. He already missed the initial spray, forcing himself to go down into prone position to control it. Whew, that was very close to going terrible.
Unfortunately, the two Singaporean teams have been sent back to the lobby, and now we do see here Manparang, he has eyes on ESG. On the other side, Chicken Dinner winners from the warm-up match earlier. Manparang, he has his eyes from level 1 of the building and now going to the ground floor, trying to get that side, but it's not going to be easy for him.
Peeking through the walls and the crack of it, that's really smart of him. But the rest of Dingoz trying to migrate into a better spot here. We're looking at Hot Spring, which is kind of hard to play with actually if you don't have the higher ground. But if you do, look at this vision. He got exactly everybody of FV in his crosshair. And how do they want to come out of it? It's because we know Yoodo is gatekeeping on the side, while FV kind of hard to get out of this sticky place now.
Can FB get? I mean, they've got the vehicle, so I can't doubt them for now. But again, Dingoz is in prime position. They could literally see the entire landscape from here. Yoodo gang on the other side of the map looking at ESG, who's currently pinned down themselves. How are they going to handle this? Because again, the southern side is a hot zone for just anybody who takes a shot. It's going to be all-out war.
Yep, the only way, the better way I would say is towards the northern side or through Castle where a lot of people won't like this. And now, yep, Choo Choo just did that circle
Don't do it.
signal on our caster screen, and we will know whether Choo Choo is the shaman for today really soon. She just did that circle on the Castle and she's really hoping for one of those. And here we go, we'll count down.
Still inside of
Okay,
there.
it's still winning Castle, still winning. Still, hold your breath, guys.
High chances it will be ended up in Salmon Factory, just a little bit south of that, because that's look really centralized on the map. But look at Back and Yoodo trying to picking on every side of Expert and Y. Keep tabs on them, but not clipped anybody just yet.
Going into the second phase, looks like the circle again doesn't really favor no one, honestly. It's just focusing more towards the center of the circle. So again, nothing really changes for a lot of these teams. Resurgence, on the other hand, right smack in the center of the circle, might have to deal with multiple teams unless they decide to keep themselves low until the next couple of phases, maybe 3 and 4.
Well, maybe they're just gonna stay at that compound for now. We do know, like you said, they're not affecting most of the players, so maybe they want to keep it safe. But Expert, on the other hand, feels like they're gonna go to get another vicinity to just get themselves some loot onto, while the rest of Yoodo gang and ESG quite comfortable at where they are.
Oh, but ESG, yes, Expert, they will leave this compound. ESG and Yoodo, now they're locked on to each other. Just across, who will make that first move? This will be very important because there is still 14 teams left to go. It is still minimum points at this time. And now we do see Kuza. Looks like he may sneak out onto Team NoRecoil.
Trying to be quiet and sneaky.
Trying to be a real silent boy.
A stalker.
Stalker boy. Stalker boy coming in onto Team NoRecoil, who do... I'm pretty sure they have like an idea that someone is crawling up, because the indicators, usually the indicators on the map would have suspected someone, and as well, considering that they did take vehicles, and yep, that vehicle is going to give them away here, and you know, Team NoRecoil, they only have 2 members. This is going to be a pretty difficult place to hold if multiple teams decide to go. So they're going to drop down the grenades, tell them, hey, we know you're there. Get off my lawn.
But at the same time, we're looking at Bapak just across them as well. So they kind of been surrounded by 2 teams. Kind of remind me of a secret game last time where they're at the peak of the mountain. Kind of similar situation. But then they don't have that much enough of manpower. They do have the advantage of the high ground as we speak.
Yep, one thing that's going to make the story sound similar is that Bapak is just behind. So it looks like Team NoRecoil may be surrounded. The only thing that can possibly help them is the circle that can possibly chase others away, but that will also mean that they will have a hard time to get down.
Let's have a look over to Resurgence here, looking over the landscape over to XPERT here. And you know, previously, XPERT got knocked down by Resurgence, and again, history is repeating itself from the last game. And again, ooh, small boy taking some pot shots here. Woo, that was close.
But at the same time, they are returning the damage for XPERT and Y. Look at that. That club almost half of the HP of Dylan there, who actually kept... Oh, that mini 14 is really something. I think DMRs are really good when it comes to sniping people.
Yep, absolutely agree with that. Now RSG, they know that they have opponents on the other side. Will Expert MY try to find out how to leave this compound, or will they stay there till the circle moves in? They looks like they will have some time to decide that. But then again, Team NoRecoil, they are surrounded. EVOS VIP on one side, and I did see for a moment that Dingoz is also not far away. So looks like it's going to be, just look at the mini map here. They are surrounded by Bapak still there, and just not looking good for them. I'll be a bit worried there.
Yeah, and you know, this situation is looking very similar to yesterday's game between Resurgence and Tara. While Tara was on the cliff on Miramar, and Resurgence couldn't get to them because of the defense. But now, next circle has come in. We're getting rid of a bit of a castle. Whew, 80% more land. Looks like I'm safe.
Yeah, but still there's a little bit of water there. But hopefully we ended up just a little bit south, the Salmon Factory, a bit outskirts there. But Geek fam, quite in the center of the circle, just close to Bapak. There's also still hearts, but the ones that coming in quite late just now, how are they going to go through with so many teams gatekeeping at the edge of a circle?
Oh, talking about gatekeeping, now Jumper and team looks like they are just across ESG here. ESG definitely knows they're there, and now Superline, he's just raining with a pan.
Is that even work?
Hey, he wants that. I want a pan kill today.
Or is it blocking some sniping skills from a long shot distance there? Will it block actually?
It will actually.
With that kind of... I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Oh, wait, looks like Jumper is going to be the first to get knocked down by ESG. How here, however, ESG How is going to get taken out in return. ESG have to go in for a full all-in as they go look for some flank angles on towards the left side, towards the outer side of the circle. However, Mamparang going on towards the left side. Looks like they're both doing the exact same thing. He's going to take a vehicle, the Dacia, just to speed up that rotation.
Mamparang were forced to take Jumper's seat here because we do know Jumper is down at the moment. But there you go, Mamparang fragging in. But it's a bit too soon. The rest of the team are trying to cover Jumper at the back. He was alone there for a minute. Drax coming out a little bit behind with the G36C in his end, trying to get us roll inside, but still didn't clip anybody just yet.
It is a 4-on-3 situation right now. Looks like not looking good for Yoodo gang because they will be surrounded very, very soon. We do see that one team member from ESG is actually going behind.
Fredo.
Looks like he needs some help there. And now Fredo, oh no, not good for Fredo. That Fredo will be sent back to the lobby. Now it is 2 more team members from Yoodo gang, and right now we do see coming from the back line, Bravo, shots fired out, but nothing connects there. Drax and Bravo right now, they will meet up with each other. Bravo just behind the stone. Drax just prone right in the middle of that. That's very, very risky there.
Quite out in the open, and you can see it's so obvious, so prominent with the difference of a contradiction of the color contrast there. But Yoodo Drax trying to get the sweet revenge over Bravo. They miscalculated the positioning of ESG just now, caused them 2 casualties in the team. Fredo and Mamparang, both star player there is down. We only have Jumper that managed to get revived in the last minute. But Drax, can he pull this one out by just himself?
I'm surprised how aggressive Drax is being, but luckily, you know, Jumper is covering his back. He only flicked a look at the back really, really quickly, and it looks like Superlot is going to be the first to get knocked down. It's a 1v2 situation with Drax and Jumper versus Bravo. This is going to be a tough situation because they did have the numbers game. However, both Jumper and Drax are playing some great duo synergy here, making sure that their backs are covered every single time they go for the push.
Now imagine Still Hot's gonna butt Hino.
Yeah, Still Hard is just across there. Oh my god, this is going to be really, really crazy. And of course, now it looks like the tides have turned. And now Yoodo have the numbers against ESG at this point. Drax, just behind the stone, still there, can make the shots. He can make the shots if he want to, but that smoke is just being annoying.
Or they can bail out just now because we do see a snowmobile just in front of him, but Drax is taking a long route, trying to rotate the other way. Maybe the vehicle just now kind of popped the tires. Bapak, on the other hand, is actually going at it for Dingoz. A GG just being knocked. What really happened here? Not many teams are having casualties for Dingoz yet, but they only lost a GG who's going down pretty fast at this rate. He really needs somebody to heal him up. But then Mace, can you make it out? Because we do see another team just join in, happen to just pass by without saying even hello and not even goodbye. They are nowhere to be seen now.
Gone like the wind. EVOS don't want to deal with that situation whatsoever. They get out of the vehicle, look to hold some structural ground, but they notice the other members of EVOS on the other side. The distraction has not worked as they got 2 knockdowns off of this. Looks like they are getting punished with 2 casualties this time.
Oh, looks like Jenny now getting those 2 kills. Very, very valuable indeed. But they are still in the same vicinity as 3 other teams. Oh my god, in such a small area there. Bapak are having the advantage of the buildings. Dingoz looks like they are in trouble now. Only Nux left. Managed to get the revive onto Sand and now need to make a run for it for Maisel, but Bapak is nearby. Their crosshairs could be on them.
This can be the golden moment for Geek fam if they want to go in to enjoy the fray, because it is the right moment for them. But Resurgence, on the other hand, going for Bosskurr, while Yoodo is still trying to hold their grounds here. Resurgence, no, I'm sorry, ESG just being knocked. I think it was 2 versus 4 or 3 people. They managed to wipe the whole team. For Yoodo gang still holding their ground.
Yeah, really, really surprising considering that, you know, it was a 4v2 situation. You know, Fredo got knocked out really quickly on, Mamparang as well, but both Drax and Jumper able to pull it out. They are on a different level right now, and ESG definitely underestimated them.
Oh, and now we do see Axis here. Looks like they have this compound for themselves, but they need to reset really, really fast because the circle will close in. But look at this Chick. Oh, he whiffed with that cheeky shot, but it did not connect there. Chick does have eyes on RSG. RSG now right out in the open, while Geek fam as well on the other side, they have their own structures, so they will not disturb anyone.
Resurgence trying to advance into the circle, trying to just not bomb into another team, but There's also another Team Gems is in front of an Expert MY. On the other hand, Team NoRecoil is still playing the heals, but nobody can save Luyu except for Insomnius. But how do they climb down from there?
I think that's one of the disadvantage when you play for like steep high ground, especially like this one where there are very prominent cliffs where the moment you get down, it's going to take a while to get back up, and you could be punished considering how many teams are around the area. Steelhearts, FV as well, very nearby, including Last Survivors on the opposite side at the base of the hill.
And what are the odds when Bapak is actually one of the most aggressive team and they have the airdrop nearby, but Resurgence Voki is really low. Is it okay for him to charge right in the middle of a war zone? What was he thinking?
Oh, what was he thinking indeed? I'm not sure what happened there. He should have just gone to another location where he can heal up. But then again, just going into the middle of everyone else, that is just something questionable there. I'm so sorry, Voki, but send back to the lobby. It seems the rest of RSG, they need to come from behind.
Oh, Last Survivor managed to clip on Bapak. They didn't caught that. They really caught by surprise. Look at that. Bapak Jenny is the only person left. I don't know what happened to Bapak, who happened to be really dominating the game just now. But it seems like they still have a couple of members here and there. But Last Survivor, we didn't expect them to be this aggressive.
Yeah, it looks like they caught them onto the flank here. They do notice that Team NoRecoil are on the top side. They've been trying to get rid of them for the longest time, but now they are right at the base of that hill. Now let's look over to Yoodo, Jumper, as well as Drax, as both of them, the last two members, getting a big chunk out there. That's going to be bad. If he takes two more of those, that's going to lose his durability on his armor.
Yep, and both of them right behind the same area. Looks like Jumper now will move on to another location because they cannot stick together. It is very risky, but Jumper may end up in the house of Steelhearts here. Steelheart just inside. They move inside, and now we move on to Geek Fam. And Geek Fam now looks like Jumper goes in. It's down a little bit, but Jumper holding it on, but not able to try. Comes in and wipes them out. And Jumper will need to be revived, but there again, Drax only has a little bit more left. And now will there be a siege?
Wait, Kiddo!
Oh, no!
Oh!
He just has to button throwing that net into that window. It was a really small window pane there. That's wiping out. It was a great clutch called by Yoodo Gang 2 versus 4 all the way.
Yep, very aggressive play so far, but at the end of it, the last person who comes in to clean up the mess is going to be FV. Now, Last Survivors actually took out Team NoRecoil from that hill position. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but let's look at Dingoz as they try to figure out how to handle Geek Fam.
They're also having the blue pressuring them at the from behind there. But Geek Fam is kind of surrounded Dingoz. They're the only one man left. While the rest of Bapak is actually struggling to get the visualization on Last Survivor.
Yep, no pressure on the Geek Fam to find the last member of Dingoz because it's not Dingoz game. But again, moving now onto Last Survivor. Looks like, oh, what a clutch play that Zach YKZ actually pulled off. That is actually amazing, wiping out Bapak Esports, sending them back to the lobby.
Micro Uzi for the win all the way.
Yeah, looks like the Micro Uzi is the MVP. Who needs AWMs anymore? There's too many. I think most people are deciding, the aggressive option seems to be working out, as well as the fact that the Micro Uzi is a very reliable weapon at close range combat.
Yeah, back to Geek Fam now. Keep trying to get the crosshair on top of, if I'm not mistaken, it was Team EVOS VIP. They still have a couple of members surviving. Kind of out in the open as well. Look at that. Last is actually just behind, surrounded by Axis and AV at the same time. But luckily, AV kind of distracted with Axis at the moment. Look at Geek Fam trying to march in, advancing while leaving two Dingoz player behind.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Inalki and Damn Rude are actually pushing out, leaving 420 as well as QB to actually deal with them now. As now they start going in with their close-range weapons. The Micro Uzis have been whipped out. They need to take them out. It's a one-on-one. 420 goes down really quick, and then he's going to try and secure the kill as Sans turns around to the left. QB is the next one, but the Micro Uzi still is on top.
Oh, the blue zone. Oh, the blue zone. He doesn't have any heals on him except for band-aids for now.
Run.
But looks like they will need to go out now and the grenades go out of Nuke right here because there are two more team members of Geek Fam. They can take the wipeout if they got those vision there. But oh, look at this. Looks like Smallboy. He tried to get the kill on Smallboy but not able to. Resurgence will be taken out by the blue zone, sent back to the lobby.
No kill still for you then. Not yet. But the rest of EVOS, like I say, wiped out just now. Geek Fam making sure Damroot is just doing his thing. Again, have to just making making sure he clipped on everybody else and top off the charts for killing stats.
Yeah, so far Geek Fam doing pretty well, but they have taken some casualties because of the Dingoz. And the Dingoz Nook, he's just trying to heal himself in the blue zone. He knows he can't really go for the run as Geek Fam will gatekeep them. Axis towards the northern side of the map as well as FV looking to try and win this from their dominant position, but Axis taking a lot of damage coming in from both Geek Fam as well as Unbeatable. Last survivors down on the southern side. They're trying to hold position.
Oh, Damroot now looks like he will go down. Last surviving member for Geek Fam at this point, and now we are down to 4 teams, 10 players at this point, ladies and gentlemen. And now we do see FV. They are in a really strong position, except for they need to move into the circle in about 15 seconds more. Last survivor just behind this stone. They do have eyes on it, but Grim looks like managed to take down Ikuda. 2 more members of Axis just beside him, and they need to make a run for it.
Oh no, this is just really easy for Last Survivor. Look at this, they are going inside of the blue while Last Survivor is just waiting for the next big victim to be wiped out. He's gonna clean the mess after this. We know how good they are trying to clutch out Bapak just now, but Kido on the other hand, there's blue, there's Molotov.
Oh,
Where
okay.
would he run?
He looks like he won't be able to get out for it now, but he has to wait for it. He's going to take a bit of damage, but that's going to be A-okay at the end of the day. He just needs to survive as Last Survivor's taking shots at FV Unbeatable as the circle is going to close in and they have to get out of that structure. They're going to go for the push, but Grim and Kiddo is going to take quite a bit of damage. They go prone in the smoke. Can they pull this off?
Can they pull this off indeed? Because Ichong is the one gatekeeping them. And now let it go by Ichong.
What was
Taking
he?
lots of damage. Ichong will go down. Last survival. Bosskurr will try to wipe it out, but then Bosskurr with a little bit more life. Can he go for it? Looks like it's going to be very difficult. At the same time, Grim, we do see he has good vision there. Just need to go around Bosskurr. Back to heal up. And with the clutch play, the jump down from Bosskurr. Brilliant play indeed.
Really nice overall. I mean, honestly, I definitely thought that FV almost had it. They came out with a double peak. Really nicely done. However, he had to reload his gun at the last second, and unfortunately, he goes down at that point in time. Wrong place, wrong time. It's now Last Survivors against Geek Fam. Can Last Survivors pull out their winner chicken dinner for today? These two teams have to try and take each other out. It's a 1v1 here.
And Naoki trying to get the visualization on. He burned that and making sure the explosion won't kill him. The next one, both it down to Micro Uzi on each other side. But the clipping on Naoki would take more damage if only he can spray enough for most Goku. Look at level 3 at everything now. They got the advantage in terms of this for Geek Fam, but can Last Survivor making sure he never miss any bullets at all?
Can he be the last one to survive? This will be the question now. Naoki still waiting very patiently behind the stone. Most Goku. Oh, but we do have another member. ZYKZ actually gonna go for the flying. We cannot block his cover. Let's stay still, ladies and gentlemen. Naoki now may show himself through one down. Looks like come down. Winner. Chicken dinner. Congratulations to Last Survivor. You managed to be the last one to survive.
Really
That was
nicely
beautiful. Done. That was their first chicken dinner, and I don't know what was Ichong thinking just now. He was spraying with a Micro Uzi, and the ammunition went low, and it was 0. He tried to reload, but it was out in the open. He can take a little bit of cover back into the stone area and work with the structure a bit, and just go back. And but he just no, I'm just gonna reload in front of you guys. Just how disrespectful is that?
It was, it was one of those situations. It's a micro mistake. It's a very small, but it makes a huge difference, especially when it comes to these 1v2 situation. But congratulations